grabbing,
musty
like
bitches.
calculated hoes.
Yeah.
You know, ones that it's not just like, well, the relationship didn't work out. The lawyer told you can get some money from him. Maybe you should go for it. Yeah, fuck him. No, it's like from the jump, they're calculated.
These ladies these days, they gonna have a nigga baby because they homeless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta hit them and back to the streets where you belong, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever have situations where you thought like girls were trying to like get over on you?
I just feel like nowadays, girls just want the BBD, the biggest and better deal.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying?
That's built into human nature.
Yeah, it's like, human nature is like,
genetic.
What's the next best thing?
Yeah.
So,
it's called hypergamy. It's like a natural state that women
stay in, right?
Well, they look for, like if you're doing okay, but then all of a sudden she starts working for a billionaire and he gets divorced and he's real friendly to her. Next thing you know, she starts picturing that
seeing
closet.
The op, right?
She starts picturing that closet, seeing all those shoes and purses and all that jewelry.
She started licking chops going to the movie theater.
He's actually nicer to me than my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then they start justifying it, and next thing you know, old Jed's
she's
a millionaire.
She's going to the movie theater.
It's hypergamy, yeah. It's a natural state that some women, I mean, obviously there's great women out there with character and morals, and they don't do that, but it's a natural thing that women do. They try to find a better suitor.
Bigger and better deal.
Yeah. Yeah. When you talk about CTE, when did you first start noticing the effects of football?
I feel like, to me, I always knew like the game was gonna come to an end. And I feel like, to me, I always played the game smart as a receiver, not putting myself in bad positions, getting hit. But I did have a chance to, rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas, one of the ex-receivers who came in the NFL around the time I came in. I had a chance to see him experience, some of that CTE trauma. And in the midst.
How did he pass?
From CTE.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He passed from CTE?
Yeah, when they study his brain, because I don't want to speak about the problems that he really had, but being a close friend to him, we seen some of the experience that he was going through. And playing for Temple my last year when we won the Super Bowl, I think it had a player, Vincent Jackson, rest in peace, also passed from CTE. So for me, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And not only just from the hits you take, but like you said, aftermath of your career, or, having a moment in your career where some guys can't get over it, or, you done seen fighters have a fight, or it may not go the way that they wanted to go, and it could possibly affect the outcome of how they look at it. And I feel like we all have traumas in our lives no matter if you play sports or not. Yeah. So just raising awareness of getting mental therapy and being able to, work on yourself so you can have a better life.
Yeah, that's an important point you brought up, like the psychology of an athlete. You have to learn how to like put losses behind you and failures behind you and regain your confidence and then excel and move forward.
Yeah,
right?
You just got to not let one moment overtake the overall moments of your career.
Right.
Some moments are big moments, and if you get cut, little things that happen in your career, just take it with a grain of salt and be able to cope with the situations you're in,
Yeah. When did you, you talk pretty openly about CTE, but when did you start feeling the effects of that?
I feel like for me, I feel like I always was in tune and, aware of my situation and where I'm at in life. I've been pretty blessed in my regards of being a football player, to be able to come from Central Michigan as a walk-on to Central Michigan, leave 3 years, go to the Steelers, being the second receiver pick in that year. And then, I always had a high belief in myself and never was deteriorated about the position or where I had to start from or where I was going. So for me, I always had the intuitive trust and the belief in myself regarding any situation I've been in, because, I came from Liberty City from nothing. So to me, everything's a blessing. So I never let football or any position I ever was in life deteriorate my perspective and my outlook or how I looked at.
Did you feel the way your brain work change at all, though?
No, I feel like the older you get playing sport, you realize deteriorate, what the game entails on your body. I feel like in my 20s, I was just ripping through, dominating the game.
Right,
Then when you get 30, obviously it's a business. they're looking for younger players to excel at the game. And then when you leave one of the best teams and put yourself in a position to, to do what's important for you other than important for the NFL, so you know what's going to come with that. So to me, I always made the calculated decisions, to put myself in the best position, i.e. like playing with Tom Brady, going to the Pacers or leaving the Steelers, or, I always try to just knew I wasn't going to play for a long time, just maximize the moment in the meantime playing, so when I'm done playing, I could live a healthy life.
So you played smart.
Gotta play smart.
And as a receiver, man, they're coming for you.
Yeah, you gotta play
smart. That's target numero uno.
Yeah. All the way.
Yeah. Do you encounter a lot of young guys, or like, I'm sure you run into and you definitely did while you're playing, young guys are coming in and you feel compelled to let them know, hey, you got a short amount of time here.
Yes.
The longest anybody ever lasts is like Brady. What's he now? He's thinking about doing it again.
Yeah.
He's what is he, 43?
44 probably, yeah.
Quarterback's a little different, right?
Yeah.
A lot different, right, than a receiver.
Different than a receiver, yeah.
And they have longer careers, but, it's obviously, for most people, you start hitting your 30s. That's the same thing with fighters as well. So when they pass 35, that's the cutoff. 35, you're always looking for decline. And some of them hang in there strong, like Alex Pereira. He's 37. Yeah. He's hanging in there strong, killing everybody. But for most guys, 35, 36, that's the drop-off, 37. Do you feel compelled to talk to the young guys and
Absolutely, because it's a short window of opportunity.
Yeah.
And you got to know, what are you set out to do? You know
right.
what I mean? What are you came to do? You got to have those intangibles, and just, it's a long game.
Yeah, yeah. Life is a long game.
Life is a long game, so
football's a chapter. Life's a long game. And it can be the most fun chapter of your whole life.
Exactly. But it's not real life.
Right.
Football is just what you do. It's really not who you is, but I feel like people will kind of get to know you from what you do based off, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is that, some guys, they have a real problem when they stop playing because they don't know who they are anymore. They used to be a football player, and now all of a sudden they're just a regular person who was a football player.
And that's some part of the trauma as well. Some guys,
right,
it's not really in tune to knowing themselves in regard to who they is. And to me, I always knew football was going to come to an end, but we don't have unlimited health. And I go back to the trauma, which is understand who you are and making